This lady right here, I don't care what time of night or day. I call her, she there. Now she wrote 17 books and they good, all of them. And I love her to pieces. Y'all give it up for my biz bestie right here. Okay, this is my biz.
Girl, first of all, can we add professional hype man to your business card? Okay. Because you make a girl feel good.
Baby, it's all true. It's
I
all
appreciate it. I
true.
appreciate it. And
Yes.
let me just say that I always try to like jump in. Like, I'm not the type of speaker that's just going to show up when it's my time to speak. Because events like this, baby, it's a great refresher. And, I love a good pun, but that wasn't on purpose. It wasn't on purpose. I love a good pun. But no, it's great. Like, even when you're operating in the space in which
Right,
excel, it's still great to hear other perspectives, other
right,
suggestions, other like just expand your mind.
right.
And even, I'm good with time management, but I gained a few things from you. I'm like, oh, 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 oh. Child, I live, and it's only day one. Mm.
Yes, I appreciate you. Cause listen, they ain't ready for y'all better take y'all
Okay.
notebooks out. Cause
Okay.
she finna take you to church
And
too.
let me, I'm gonna just go ahead and alley oop this thing for you. Get the VIP so you have like the replay. You gonna miss a thing or two. You know what I mean? Like, child, get that replay.
Yes, like thank you, Bestie, for telling them. Cause it's going
I be
up.
trying.
It's
But do
going
they
up.
hear me though?
They,
Oh, why?
let me let you have this stage, but go ahead, girl.
Yes. Hello, hello, hello. So my name is Tiara Nicole Riley, and we are talking about avoiding burnout. But child, step one, we got to stop trying to outwork Jesus. Okay. Let me start by sharing that self-care is biblical. And I say that because, and I'm saying this in love, but some of my church folks, we're gonna assume it ain't y'all because y'all here. But some church folks feel like God just wants us to be miserable and overworked and exhausted and stressed and broke. And let me tell you, that ain't my God. Mm-mm. That is not the God I serve, child. But when God created the earth, he rested on the seventh day. And I really want you to think about that. Do you genuinely believe God was tired? Like, deep in your soul, think about why you think God chose to rest on the seventh day. I don't think it was because he was tired. I don't think because he had creative exhaustion or decision fatigue or any of the things. I think he was creating a blueprint for us to say, work 6 days, rest on the seventh. That's it. Now, I'm not saying you need to work your job 6 days. Okay. But that 6 day might be your business, it might be school, it might be activities, it may be whatever. But one day a week, you need to sit down. Okay. And when Jesus was living on the earth, he took time away from the crowds and spent time resting. Okay. When the last time you've been by yourself? And when I say by yourself, I don't mean just physically alone. I mean no phone, no social media, no TV, no distractions. When are you taking time to just exist, right? And Exodus 20, verse 9 through 10 instructs us to work and get everything done in 6 days and rest on the seventh. I don't know but that sounds like a commandment to me. I know it's not one of the 10 commandments, but it is an instruction from the Lord. And some of y'all ain't listening. But before we get too deep into it, I do like to start off by telling you a little bit who I am and my story. And I like to do this because I don't take for granted that you know who I am. So just to give you the opportunity to get to know me a little bit better, my name is Tiara Nicole Riley. I am a motivational speaker, a 4-time published author, a personal development coach, Kayla's mama, which I'm gonna be honest, that's my favorite title. I am literally obsessed with the human I created. But not only that, I have also survived depression, suicidal thoughts and attempts, the grief of miscarriage. I miscarried twins in 2016. Daddy issues. Come on, somebody. Okay, listen, I am reformed from my daddy issue. I'm joking because that's probably a work in progress for the rest of my life, child. And I've survived motherhood. Okay, listen, if anybody is a mother, y'all understand when I say I have survived motherhood or I am surviving motherhood, child. That little human I created be putting me to work. Okay, work. However, we are going to take a moment to see how burned out you are. And I have a little quiz that I am going to drop in the chats. Give me 1 second, y'all. So I'm dropping the link in the chat now so that y'all can take this little quiz if my copy and paste would work. Y'all don't judge my life. I'm old. I have come to accept that I'm a geriatric millennial. Okay, so this is my copy and paste for whatever reason is not working. If you go to, so I'm gonna Google. I really want y'all to take this quiz. I really do. It changed my life. Why is this not working? Oh, I can't copy and paste into the chat. Lord. Okay. So if you go to Mind Tools, so just Google Mind Tools and then Burnout Self Test. I will type that. I want y'all to take that quiz. And when I tell you, baby, it read me for filth. Okay. Read me for filth. And in the best way possible, right? And it helps me to understand where my burnout levels are. And personally, I'm gonna redo the quiz probably tomorrow. But I'm absolutely a fan of taking quizzes because what happens is a lot of us are functioning in a space that is not our best. But because it becomes normal, we begin to normalize things like burnout, exhaustion, stress, depression, anxiety. Like these things become normal for us. And so then we don't realize how burnt out we really are. Thank you, Sharon. I appreciate it. And Kaya, yes, I am a geriatric millennial. I am. I'm coping with it. It's a process. I'm dealing. Okay. I'm dealing. Y'all gotta work with me. So while you're taking that quiz, I'm going to go ahead and move through the PowerPoint for the sake of time, but please take that quiz for sure. You may be on the road to burnout if every day is a bad day. Child. It's a few people that come to my mind like every time we talk, you mad about something? It's never a good day. Okay. Caring about your work or home life seems like a waste of energy. So, if every time you think about work, you're dreading it, it's Monday, it's Tuesday, it's Wednesday, it's Thursday, it's Friday. I mean, yeah, it's Saturday, but I just worked yesterday. I mean, yeah, it's Sunday, but I got to go to work tomorrow. Like, child, get it together. And if you're exhausted all the time, there is a good chance you are burnt out. If the majority of the day is spent on tasks that you find mind-whelmingly mind numbingly dumb, or overwhelming. So, either side of that spectrum, there's a great chance you are burnt out. And if you feel like nothing you do makes a difference or is appreciated, you are very likely burned out. Now, let's talk about what burnout is. It is a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion that is created by excessive and prolonged stress. Yes, sometimes stress is a normal part of life. That is what it is. I get it. However, if you are experiencing an excessive amount of stress or prolonged stress, that is a problem and it will begin to show up mentally, emotionally, and physically. Okay? Let me tell y'all. Let me just okay. I recently went on my first cruise, and on the cruise they had an acupuncture screening. And so literally the lady, for within 2 minutes of touching my hand, she said, "Oh, you're not sleeping well." Well, I know that. How you know that? Like, first of all, get out my business. Okay? Get out my business. Then she continues and she's like, "Well, you're not eating well and your body is not processing the food properly." Miss Tina just talked about that, right? Like, it shows up in your body. Not even a week later, I go to get my massage, which let me tell you, I get massages. Well, it used to be every 3 weeks like clockwork. I have recently upgraded myself to every 2 weeks. Okay? Every 2 weeks. That's it. And so this time around, I had a different massage therapist than my normal person because my normal person wasn't available. Cool, fine, whatever. And this lady, let me tell you, she said she was massaging my hand, y'all. And she literally was like, "Oh, girl, you are stressed." It shows up in your body. What you are experiencing mentally and emotionally impacts your body. Okay? That's it. That's it. That's all. The three main areas that are considered signs of burnout are exhaustion, alienation from activities. So, if there are things that you normally do that you don't have the energy or desire to do, that is an area, a sign of burnout. And reduce performance. So if you normally perform at a certain level, professionally, personally, physically, like when you're working out, whatever, if you notice a significant decrease in performance, you might be burned out, child. And then we're going to get into the causes of burnout. So, work related, maybe you feel like you have little control over your work or your work environment. Okay, let's talk about it. Lack of recognition for your work, unclear or overly demanding expectations can very easily lead to burnout. Doing work that you feel is monotonous or unchallenging, working in a chaotic or high pressure environment. Let me tell y'all something. Working with a boss that is all over the place, child, if that's your situation, let me tell you something. You need a new job or a new manager or something. Like, it will take a toll. Okay. Lifestyle causes of burnout include working too much. We talked about taking that rest day, right? Without time for socialization or relaxing. It's all about balance. Lack of close, supportive relationships. I'm trying to think of how to say this nicely, but some of y'all act like y'all don't need people, and that's just not true. It's just not true. And that's that on that. That's all I'm gonna say. Taking on too many responsibilities without enough help from others. Lakeisha said it earlier, say no. However, which you could get into it with your therapist, don't get into it with me, okay? But get into it with your therapist. Some of y'all have a superwoman complex and you feel like you need to do things for people in order to experience value in the relationship. Child, don't take it up with me, okay? Take it up with Jesus or your therapist or both. I'm just the messenger. But some of y'all take on responsibilities because it makes you feel important. And you're burning yourself out. Not getting enough sleep. And I will say getting too much sleep is a thing, But most of us don't suffer from getting too much sleep. Most of us do not have that problem, child. But not getting enough sleep is problematic. The recommendation for sleep is anywhere between 6 to 8 hours, period. Personality causes of burnout. I'm about to step on a few toes. So if you ain't got your shoes on, go grab them now. Okay? Go grab them now. Perfectionist tendencies. When you feel like nothing is ever good enough, that will lead to burnout. A pessimistic view of yourself and the world, and the need to be in control. Now, I'm going to go ahead and raise my hand on this one because I believe in being honest. Okay. This is where I struggle sometimes. I do. I do. I do. But like I said earlier, it is a lifelong journey. This is a process, child. And having a high achieving or type A personality. This is also where I struggle. Okay. Let me tell you something. I struggle. I struggle. So for me, I'm always thinking about like, okay, what's the next goal? What are we doing next? How can I do better? What did I just do? Okay, cool. What did I learn from that situation? How can I get better at that? How can I set a bigger goal? How can I do the next goal? What can I do next? How can child, sometimes you got to be like, listen, I existed today. And that's enough. And that is enough. Okay, sometimes that just has to be what it is, and you just move on. But that takes intentionality. And going back to that close, supportive relationships, I have people in my life who will say to me, girl, you've been too hard on yourself. Oh, did you know you did a good job there? Oh, girl. Like literally, just today, I had a friend of mine send me a message on Instagram, and she's like, it was a post that she had sent. But basically, the post was like, send this to any or tag someone who's doing a great job at being a mom. You know, I needed that. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's about reminding yourself, but this is why you need a village and you need to be surrounded by people who are good for your well being, who know how to say, who know how to hold you accountable. Yes, I'm here for it, need it, support it, but also know how to remind you to take breaks, who also know how to remind you to care for yourself. Okay. Now let's get into avoiding burnout because that's what it's all about, right? Like we didn't talk about what burnout is, what causes it, what are the signs. We didn't got into all of that, but I'm about solutions. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you the what. We're gonna get into the how. So manage your time. We just had a whole session about that. And if you missed Lakeisha's session, that's why you need the VIP so you can get the recording. Manage your energy. So this is a piece that is very often left out of the time management conversation. And I feel like it's a very important piece. So, what I mean by manage your energy, if you are so there's three different types of energy peaks that most people, you know, fall into a category of morning person, night owl, and then some kind of hybrid. So, like your lunch, you get this random peak of energy in the middle of the day. Whatever is your energy peak. So, for example, I'm a morning person. That is my time. You need to protect your energy peak at all costs. Literally. Literally. And not to be contradictory, but when they were talking about like planning your days the night before, all those things, for me, that is not what works best because by the end of the night, I am exhausted. Exhausted. But the very first thing I do when I wake up is I care for myself and I take care of my well-being. I journal, I exercise, I get myself together, and then, start my day. But the first 15 minutes of my day, every day, without fail, like clockwork, is I plan out my day. I look at the task I have to do. I write down the calendar or the meetings that I have scheduled for the day, all of that. So you have to manage your energy while managing your time. Right. So the tasks that are most important go in your energy peak. The tasks that require your thought process, the tasks that require your best self to show up, go in your energy peak as best as you can. As best as you can. Right. And the tasks that are mundane, that don't take a lot of brain power, that goes in your non-energy peak. So for me, my mornings are sacred. That is it. However, my evenings can be spent catching up with friends, doing laundry, putting laundry away, resting, watching my shows, um, cleaning up behind my daughter, whatever. But I only clean up behind my daughter at night after she in bed. Because let me tell you something, I'm not cleaning behind her 3 times a day. Not doing it. But also, my mornings are important to me. I start my day because of my energy peak. I start my day focused on what are the things that must get done. That's where I prioritize because that's where my energy is best. The things like that don't take much creativity, don't take much effort, that can go towards the end of the day. And that's fine. Learn to say no. We already got into that earlier. Having a self care routine. This is something that you have to define for yourself. Like, what does self care mean to you? I can give you suggestions on what to consider in your self care, but I cannot tell you what your self care routine looks like because it's about what you need. And I always give this example when it comes to self care, the biggest piece of it is intentionality. If you are sick and you spend 3 days in bed, that is not self care. However, if you say, you know what, for the next 3 days, I'm going to spend in bed doing nothing, watching TV. The same thing happened, the same amount of time happened, but one feels like self care and the other didn't. And it's because of intentionality. That's that. You want to schedule time for rest. You want to limit your contact with negative people. Come on, somebody. As best as you can, Chad, as best as you can. Find balance in your life, work, fun, goal setting, resting, all of balance it out. Use your PTO. Use your PTO. Okay? Hashtag use your PTO. Put that in chat right now. Hashtag use your PTO. Stop letting your PTO roll over. Stop coming up with excuses. Even if you ain't got nowhere to go. If you ain't got the funds to go nowhere, let me tell you something. Use it anyway. Them same 3 days we were just talking about, baby, use it. Okay? Let me tell you something. I'm going into 2023 with not an hour rolling over. Okay? Use it. Set boundaries. Take a break from technology. Sometimes you need to just exist. Like just be. Silence your phone. This is my favorite form of self-care, okay? Get plenty of sleep. Like I said, aim for 6 to 8 hours. There are some things that you can do to increase your quality of sleep. So if you need some suggestions, let me know. Make exercise a priority. So this is something I don't enjoy working out for the most part. Like I like to eat, so I work out so that I can eat. Okay, call a spade a spade. But recently I've realized, especially when I had those conversations about my stress levels, I'm like, okay, I need to prioritize it. And so I have a whole home gym set up. I like to run, so I got a treadmill, got a few other things in the home gym. And I recently found a YouTube channel, and I'm gonna let y'all know what it is. But it is literally hit workouts with hip hop beats. So it's called And Eight, AND. So and eight, the number eight, fitness. Y'all, I love it. So my new exercise routine, I drop baby girl off at daycare. I work out first thing, and then I go take a shower and then start my day. Child, I live. I live. Journal. Personally, I journal every morning without fail. And then you have to identify what's burning you out, right? Like go get to the root of it so you can try to find a solution to the problem. Meditate, manage your stress, use daily relaxation reminders. There's 1,500,000,000 apps that you can use to kind of manage your relaxation. Child, my watch be like, okay, it's time to breathe. Okay. Determine what are your non-negotiables in all areas of your life and redefine success that includes wellness. We talked about this earlier too. Like beauty and wellness or wellness and wealth go together. I think we talked about looking at my notes. But yeah, so wealth and wellness go together. Like success should also include your wellness. Now, what's next? Now, I want y'all to put in the comments what is one thing you're committed to doing differently? Suggestions on sleep. So, this is just off the top of my head, child. Suggestions that I would recommend: one, do not sleep with your phone in the bed. Your brain is is consciously thinking about what's going on in your phone. So typically, if you can, the recommendation is to put it in another room. Sometimes that looks like putting it on the dresser so that you don't think about what's going on. A. B, having an unwind period. And then C, waking up every day at the same exact time. So it's actually more important that you wake up at the same time than it is for you to fall asleep at the same time. And the reason being is because if you wake up every day like clockwork without fail at X time, then your body will get ready to go to bed at the same time. Like it'll happen automatically. Okay. And then if you do take naps, 20 to 30 minutes. I said what I said and I meant it. 20 to 30 minutes, and try to take it at the same time every day. 20 to 30 minutes. Them 2-3 hour naps are not helpful. It's more effective to take a 20, 30-minute nap than it is to take a 3-hour nap. And the reason being because of the REM sleep cycle. You are throwing your body off. So by the time you get in good, you're waking up. Don't do it. Don't do it. And that's just off the top of my head. I was not prepared to talk about sleep, but if y'all need some, message me on Instagram and then we'll get into it. Okay. Yes, by the time you get past an hour, that you are asleep. But you're not sleeping enough. You're sleeping too long to get past the effectiveness, and you're not sleeping long enough to get into the REM sleep. And that's why you wake up exhausted. That is why. So, what is one thing you are committed to doing differently moving forward? And then, of course, I'm gonna leave y'all with some resources because I can't just leave you hanging. I cannot. My soul will not allow it. Okay, I can't do it, won't do it. Can't stop, won't stop. Rockefeller Records. So first, I have Tiara's tips for time management. So if you go to tiaranicoleriley.com/shop, get into some time management tips. Okay. If you would like one-on-one support, I do offer personal development coaching. Please sign up for a free consultation and we will get all up in your business. Okay. All up in it. I promise. And then last but certainly not least, I am so excited, so excited for Rethinking Me Live. It is being held virtually January 14th, and it is being put together by the lovely Lakeisha Mosley. And we are getting into all things related to creating the life you love. Okay, that's the theme. That's it. That's the message. We are getting into what it takes, the how behind creating the life you love. We have some panels, we have some phenomenal speakers, we have some really great. We're going to have a fireside chat where we get into our finances, chat, all of the things. It is going to be a great day. And let me just say, early bird pricing is happening now, but that is going away this week. Actually, by the time this conference is over, early bird will be gone. So you might want to get your tickets now. Okay, now. And of course, I want to leave space for any questions you might have. Please drop them in the chat, and then let me know what you got. Let me know what you got. I'm just trying to get caught up with the chat. I'm sorry, y'all. Yes. Chat, I'm serious about this geriatric millennium for real. Look it up. It's a thing. It's a thing. It is a thing. Absolutely. Lakeisha, I don't see any questions, so that's all I got. Sting.
All right. We certainly appreciate all the goodies and all the good stuff. I know y'all was active in this chat, like for real, like boom, y'all was doing the thing. So we appreciate it. We're gonna see you back here tomorrow.
Chat part two.
Session. Yes, so we appreciate you, girl.
Absolutely. Listen, we just like I said, stop trying to outwork Jesus. Okay?
Yeah, go sit down somewhere.
Go sit down. That's
Right.
it.
All right, girl.